There was a village, green fields, quiet air, small river, a small school, a small life. And a curious boy named Moosa. Moosa asked questions. Why do we write with ink, not chalk? Why does the teacher say the earth is flat? Why do we pray before we eat? One day he asked his father, why do we follow the same routine every day? His father said, because this is the way of life. Moosa wasn't satisfied. He wanted to change things, fix things. To improve things, Moosa left for the city to study. There he found libraries, labs, lectures. He read about Newton, Descartes, Darwin, then Freud. He learned words like reason, structure, logic, objectivity. He believed truth is one, and we can find it, he said. We can solve anything with the mind. That was modernism. Modernism says, the world has rules. If we understand the rules, we can control the world. It believes in science. It trusts systems. It builds nations, bridges, and universities. Moosa came back to his village after many years. He had plans. He brought machines, built a water pump. It's no more carrying pots on your head, he said. He changed the school. It's no more stories. Now, science, he said. No more memorization. Now, mathematics. He set up a new calendar. Forget the moon phases. Use the standard dates. People were amazed. He brought medicine, clean water, new crops. He taught about germs, planets, engines, and light. This, he said, is progress. And for a time, it worked. That's the power of modernism. It's brought trains, hospitals, democracy, electricity, freedom from superstition. It said, let's leave the old behind. Let's move forward. But slowly, something felt wrong.
One day, an old man said, Moosa's machines work, but now the birds don't come near the well. A grandmother whispered, his medicine is good, but where is the healer's touch? A little girl said, I miss the stars. Ever since the streetlights came, Moosa didn't understand. He thought, I gave them knowledge. But why do they miss the old ways? Then he noticed, the songs the women sang while grinding grain had stopped. The children no longer played with mud. They stared at screens. The village had lights. But the nights had gone quiet. That's when postmodernism began to whisper. It said, what if there is not one truth, but many? What if your science doesn't erase our stories? What if your improvement is someone else's loss? Moosa remembered a boy in class who never spoke. He didn't solve math problems, but he made beautiful patterns in the dust with his stick. Modernism called him lazy. Postmodernism called him a thinker in another language. He remembered the village poet, who wrote in local script no one in the city valued. Modernism said, it's not useful. Postmodernism said, it's not supposed to be useful. It's supposed to be beautiful. Postmodernism didn't reject progress, but it questioned who defines it. It didn't hate science. It asked, who gets to decide what counts as knowledge? It didn't say Moosa was wrong. It said Moosa was not the only one who was right. Moosa began to listen more. He sat with the midwife, who had delivered 300 babies without reading a textbook. He listened to the farmer, who could smell the wind and predict rain. He listened to the child who didn't like books, but could carve animals from wood. He realized, there are many ways to know the world, and not all of them need electricity. Modernism builds a school. Postmodernism asks, what is taught in this school? Whose stories are written in its books? Who gets left out? Modernism created newspapers. Postmodernism made social media. Modernism said, here is the truth. Postmodernism said, everyone, speak your truth. Modernism said, this is the map. Postmodernism said, maps hide as much as they show. Moosa saw something else. People had machines, but they didn't know how to be still. People had internet, but forgot how to talk. The machine had become the master. The system had become the story. And no one knew what was real anymore. He saw photos filtered to perfection. People smiling, but empty inside. He saw news channels arguing with no space to breathe. He saw people carrying knowledge, but forgetting wisdom. He realized, modernism gave the tools. Postmodernism gives the questions. One day, a boy asked Moosa, Sir, which is better, science or story? Moosa smiled and said, "Why not both?" Now, Moosa teaches differently. He still loves reason, but he allows mystery. He still loves structure, but he allows rhythm. He still loves books, but he also listens to songs, dances, dreams, and drawings. Modernism said, "There is one road." Postmodernism says, "There are many paths, and they all matter." This is not the end of the story. This is just where we are now. You don't have to choose between tradition and technology, between faith and facts, between books and stories. You can hold both, if you listen, if you care, like Moosa did.